The following is produced by 5 Star Productions USA, which is solely responsible for its editorial content and is sponsored in part by a grant from Paul Mitchell Salon Hair Care.
One step forward, 2 steps back. No, it's not a new dance. Actually, it describes our progress with recycling our waste. Now, recent statistics have shown that the amount we recycle has actually jumped over 4%. Unfortunately, the amount we throw out has grown by twice that amount. Hi, I'm Corey James, and this is Today's Environment, where we search for the problems confronting our planet and focus on potential solutions. America the Beautiful seems to be infested by 2-legged litter bugs. Even on a peak as high as Mount Everest, workers remove nearly 2 tons of trash every year. Kind of inexcusable, isn't it? So please, put your trash in a proper receptacle, or even better, recycle it.
From sea to shining sea, this nation offers an irresistible combination of natural wonders and man-made delights. Unfortunately, individual carelessness and corporate neglect can dull the luster on our national treasures.
Every year, millions of people set out to enjoy the splendor of our nation, and they become shocked by the blemishes from our pollution.
Many people in the travel and tourist industries feel that shockwave and actively seek ways to help reduce the toll pollution takes on our land. This housekeeper working at a Holiday Inn may play a key role keeping the planet a little cleaner. In an effort to conserve energy and water and reduce the amount of detergent entering the wastewater system, the company launched an innovative program in 20 company-managed hotels that allows their customers to voluntarily participate in some planet-friendly practices. A notice in each room gives multiple night guests the option to use their bed linens for more than one night's sleep. They can also choose to use their towels more than once. In the initial test program, cooperative guests allowed hotels to conserve more than 100,000 gallons of water and eliminate nearly 6,000 gallons of cleaning solution from the wastewater treatment system. These figures should multiply many times as this new policy expands throughout the worldwide chain. Other environmental practices focus on energy conservation in heating and air conditioning rooms, recycling paper, plastic, and metal, and using recycled products. How many bathrooms do you have in your house? Well, one hotel can have hundreds. Fortunately, the no vacancy sign is out for hazardous chemical drain cleaners, and only environmentally safe enzymatic cleaners will be used from now on. The travel industry thrives on this land we love. And if they can offer planet-friendly programs, we won't have to send our environmental concerns on vacation every time we enjoy a holiday.
You could heat 250,000 homes a day with the energy used to produce your daily delivery of junk mail. The thought leaves me cold. Get involved with Today's Environment today.
Using a sledgehammer to crack a walnut? Well, too often that describes the way we use chemicals to control pests. We often dump far too many pesticides to battle insects, rodents, or bacteria. Now, those chemicals can end up causing more problems than they solve. Here's more.
It's hard to resist saying, "You dirty rat." Rodents, bugs, bacteria, even unwanted plants fall into a category of creatures we call pests. And every year, the chemicals used to battle these pests cost a fortune and can get into places they don't belong when misused. In the past, uncontrolled helter-skelter chemical bombardment harmed the environment when products were used incorrectly. But in recent years, coordinated strategies, innovative techniques, and new chemicals evolved that help protect the applicator, the public, and the environment. A method known as integrated pest management applies what we know about the targeted pest to develop a multidimensional plan to control it. When combined with other techniques, pesticide use can often be dramatically reduced. Introducing beneficial insects into an area can help hold down harmful ones. Mating disruption, which interferes with free breeding, can prove far more devastating to pest populations than chemicals. Many companies that must deal with pests as part of their daily operation are joining a voluntary environmental stewardship program sponsored by the EPA, the Department of Agriculture, and the Food and Drug Administration. Better regulation of pesticides and developing more effective ways to control rodents, insects, bacteria, and unwanted weeds and plants stands out as a major priority in this program. To keep power lines and other equipment operating, most utilities must manage the vegetation along their right-of-ways, and many have joined this voluntary effort. Utility foresters can use many different techniques to more safely apply herbicides. By planting low-growth shrubs and plants, they often harness the power of biology and natural selection. Competition for sunlight, water, and nutrients provides one chemically free way to hold down the growth of taller trees. Proper vegetation management can increase food supplies for wildlife and hold down utility bills for consumers by reducing costly chemical treatments. Recently developed biological chemicals that break down easily in the environment often replace those that may persist and pollute when misused.
The purpose of the Voluntary Environmental Stewardship Program is to manage vegetation on the rights-of-way, while at the same time lowering the level of risk to humans and the environment. The ultimate goal is to develop low-growing vegetation, so that the low-growing vegetation over time will help to keep the trees out, which is what the weed species are for an electric right-of-way.
No one expects us to surrender our way of life to pests and plants, but integrated pest and vegetation management techniques can help ensure that after the battle, we'll still have an environment worth fighting for. In a moment, on Today's Environment, explore the possibilities of cleaner, more affordable electricity, and a new coal-burning technology takes off next.
A psychiatrist once said that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Well, that same theory could apply to certain technologies. If we pair one innovative idea to several others, we might just have the formula for a stronger planet.
Let there be light. And then there was. With a simple flick of a switch or push of a button, our homes become illuminated and appliances generated, all attributed to the power of electricity. But what if something we take for granted leaves us in the dark? History then repeats itself as candles and lamps become the primary sources of light. With economic growth increasing in the U.S., the demand for electricity is expected to double by 2010. And total sales is estimated to rise to 3.5 trillion kilowatt hours. Conservation methods assist in reducing the consumption of electricity, but the United States will still need 30% more power in the next 15 years. With a little ingenuity, most of this could be supplied by coal. The Integrated Gasification Combined Cycle, or IGCC, was developed as an upgrade to existing coal-fired power stations, delivering cleaner and more affordable electricity for the future. Through partnerships with industry, U.S. Department of Energy's Morgantown Energy Technology Center has developed this new system that converts coal to electricity. Here's how it works. Coal is converted into a gaseous fuel, which then, cleaned, is comparable to natural gas. The coal gas passes through a cleanup system that extracts particles of ash and sulfurous gases that would otherwise pollute our air. The coal gas is then burned in a gas turbine, which turns a generator to produce electricity. Exhaust heat from the gas turbine produces steam for driving a conventional steam turbine. The results of the IGCC system? 2 cycles of electric power. By combining technologies in this way, we can get a cleaner, cheaper, and more efficient method of electric power generation. From candles to kilowatts, we've come a long way to light up our lives. Innovative technologies can help satisfy current demands for electricity and ensure that the environment doesn't fade to black.
You alone can wipe out 10 pounds of carbon dioxide emissions every year for the rest of your life and beyond with one simple act: plant a tree. Get involved with today's environment today.
Cleaner coal-burning technology may just hold the promise for the future. Since power plants and factories contribute about 1/3 of all the pollution, innovations could help lead the way in the quest for cleaner air. Let's take a closer look.
Breathless. That's how these vistas often leave us. Healthy green grass, crystal clear water, an abundance of fresh air. It's the beauty of Mother Nature exposed. Unfortunately, the view isn't the only element that can take our breath away. Pollution pervading our air and water can deprive us of the one precious resource we all need to live: oxygen. Everywhere we go, it's there. None of our senses can perceive this gas, yet our own existence depends on it. The next time we inhale, we might be taking in less air than expected. Every day, power plants emit sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen oxide into the atmosphere. Our air becomes a prisoner to these deadly emissions. Fortunately, new technologies may help free the air from these restraints. This upgraded coal-powered system, IGCC, developed through industry partnerships with the Morgantown Energy Technology Center, may just be one of them. Traditional coal-fired plants utilize pollution-heavy combustors to burn coal for electricity, but the recent breakthrough of IGCC introduces 2 cycles of electric production. Coupled with steam and gas turbine technologies, this combined system can offer outstanding environmental advantages. It helps remove 99% of the coal's sulfur before combustion, 93% of nitrogen oxides, and carbon dioxide can be cut by 35%. The result can be cleaner electricity, which enables power generators to reduce their emissions and meet the requirements of the Clean Air Act. Currently in Indiana, at the Wabash River Generating Station, a repowering project is underway demonstrating the IGCC system. When complete, the existing utility boilers will be repowered in an attempt to prove the benefits of the technology and hopefully spark other aging plants to become candidates for future demonstrations. At the Tampa Electric Company, the IGCC system is currently being used to help satisfy additional electricity demand, which can prove the benefits of base load additions. These systems may offer electric power options to a public concerned about environmental hazards. And with higher efficiencies, reduced emissions, and lower power plant costs, the costs of electricity could fall to meet consumer satisfaction. If in fact the environment is a stage where pollutants are the players, then technologies like this just may be able to give them the hook. Stay with us. Innovative transportation options like van pools and the farmer's perspective on land resource conservation are both next on Today's Environment.
What would you do with an extra month every year? Well, that's about the time you waste in traffic if you have a 20-minute commute to work. I know that's hard to believe. And you know, time's not all that you're burning up. There's got to be a better way to use our time and our resources. And here's one idea.
A clown is a clown is a clown, they say. But this bit of classic shtick may possibly be a stroke of environmental brilliance.
The twice-daily commuter traffic snarls all across this nation are no laughing matter. They represent a senseless waste of our precious natural resources and an enormous source of pollution.
While a clown-filled car may make us laugh in a circus act, a van filled with commuters might make us breathe easier in the great outdoors. The van pool. Whoever created this concept was certainly no bozo. This van pool, designed and operated by the Pace in suburban Chicago, gives commuters an alternative to driving to work alone in their own car. It's one of several different options designed to help unclog congested streets and freeways and show its commitment to solve the region's pollution problems. By offering innovative transportation options, such as the Van Pool Incentive Program, Pace is able to meet the growing demands of the public and the environment. The program encourages commuters to leave their personal vehicles at home and share the ride to work. With the support of a modest subsidy, fares cover all gas, tolls, insurance, and maintenance. The driver gets to ride free and even receives a mileage allowance to use the van as a personal vehicle. Commuters can join a van pool individually, or entire companies can offer the plan to their employees. Computerized matching software helps group the individuals into convenient and efficient van pools. Public support of a program like this can make good financial and environmental sense. Every rider represents one less car on the road, which can translate to a significant reduction in costly traffic delays, air pollution, and petroleum consumption.
Consider this. If every car on the road carried just one more passenger, we could save 40 million gallons of gasoline every day. And each year we burn enough petroleum in traffic delays to drive to the sun and back 300 times.
Sharing the commute uses our resources more efficiently and can also enable riders to better use the time they would otherwise spend fighting bumper-to-bumper traffic. So it might be time to stop clowning around with our precious resources and get serious about reducing the number of single-passenger commuter vehicles on the freeways, because the costs of snarled traffic and wasted energy, excess air pollution, and expensive time delays have become a deadly three-ring circus, and it's our environment that hangs on the tightrope.
It was a hot commodity then, and it still is now, land. Any history book tells how pioneers often traded their land for raw materials. Now, if they could see the evolution of landscapes now, its value might be measured more by its beauty instead of by its size.
Life on the land, living with plants, animals, and agriculture. It's the livelihood for America's farmers and ranchers who grow their food and fiber on these valuable landscapes. Across the U.S., privately owned land accounts for nearly 75% of our natural resources. But without proper care, these lands stand vulnerable to the elements of nature. The results? Soil erosion, contaminated and inadequate water supplies, and a decrease in animal habitats.
Conservationist Aldo Leopold once wrote, "It is the American farmer who must weave the greater part of the rug on which America stands." Well, they're doing just that, and they're doing it well.
With assistance from the Natural Resources Conservation Service, farmers and ranchers can conserve and make the best use of the resources on their land. The agency provides technical assistance to those who want to develop conservation plans and implement systems to enhance American landscapes. Together, they analyze the land to determine the most suitable and effective use of the acreage. Soil type and quality, water availability, and resource problems are just a few of the items analyzed. After considering other factors like climate and economics, the farmer makes decisions to expand and maintain productivity, as well as uphold conservation practices.
With assistance from the NRCS in cooperation with local, state, and other federal agencies, many landowners have cleaned up our groundwater. They've restored wetlands and improved fish and wildlife habitats.
In only one decade, these activities have helped reduce soil erosion by a third, saving 1 billion tons of soil annually. Everyone benefits from the conservation work our farmers are doing, from people who eat the food and drink the water, to those who enjoy the landscapes and the wonders of the waterways. If art imitates life, then this striking landscape might be considered a painting whose brushstrokes come from cooperative efforts. Efforts that help keep America beating strong.
If you don't think solid waste issues affect you, well, consider this. U.S. taxpayers spend over $30 billion handling municipal waste. So the next time you read about cutbacks in schools or teachers or the police department, well, we'll think about all that money we're just throwing away. I hope this show makes you think about many of the issues that make an impact on our lives and the planet. Join us again next time as we explore more environmental solutions on today's environment.
If you know of any interesting environmental success stories, call us at 407-997-9800. This has been a presentation of 5 Star Productions USA. The preceding program was sponsored in part by a grant from Paul Mitchell Salon Hair Care.